Greg Haugen's one loss to Pazienza the first time around last June. He's got a draw as well. A very tough customer. And for Vinny, he has one loss. He disputes it. It happened in Milan, Italy. He was stopped there. Here's how they compare physically. Here's how they measure up. They're anxious to go. We'll show it to you. Tony Perez keeping them apart here as this fight's about to begin. Haugen a couple of years older, similar in height. They're both 135. The reach advantage for Pazienza by 4.5 inches. They are ready to go. 15 rounds for the IBF Lightweight Championship. One thing Angelo Haugen did not do the first time was commit himself to an all-out attack, which he's capable of on Vinny. We'll see if he does it, and does it early here.
Well, I think it's going to be bounds away from both guys, because I noticed that Pazienza is red hot. He's sweating, and he's looking to go, go, go. Haugen's not sweating as much as he is, but I think they're going to go right at it.
I alluded to the fact that it seemed that Vinny had a tougher time making the weight. It took more out of him getting to 135. That could be a factor, too.
Well, I would think so. We interviewed him right after the weigh-in. He was sucking on a nutrient or something, a lot of liquid. This is a bad sign, because it means he really had a tough time making the weight. It really takes the strength out of him.
He's a showman, always was, going back to his amateur days. He's had showman. You've had Sugar Ray and Muhammad Ali. What do you think of this kid, Mr. Glenn?
Well, this guy, God bless him, we beat Pazienza because he's refreshing, he's good to look at, and he's a showman.
He says that the extra flamboyance, hot dog style, as he gets shot by Haugen, doesn't take away energy from him. Many feel that it will, though, depletes him.
Well, the one thing he did right now, pushing off on Haugen. He's not going to be able to do that too many times, because Tony Perez ain't going to stand for that kind of stuff.
One of the rules here in New Jersey is Haugen bangs the body. He promised us he would do that in the corner. We'll review the scoring, which is not done by the referee, but the 3 judges. 10-point must system. 3 knockdown rule is not in effect. I'd like to alert our local stations at the end of this round. We'll be taking a station break. We're midway through. It's scheduled for 15. You hear pre-fight build-up, but when a man like Haugen tells you, I never wanted to hurt anybody in the ring until now, you get the feeling very seriously that there's genuine animosity being spoken of.
Haugen's looking very sharp early on. Pazienza looked like he's not sure of himself. He's not the same fluid type of style that we saw before. And this is a no-no for him, because Haugen's going to start getting to him early.
There's Vinny with the hands down, bobbing the head, just getting out of the way in time, as he always seems to do. But Haugen again gets the left into the body. That'll be an important blow for him. The both ends of the section. Vinny responding, takes the jab from Haugen.
And Pazienza right uppercut's a dangerous shot. If Haugen comes through with a right counter, you're going to see Pazienza on the deck, because that's a no-no, throwing an uppercut from that far out.
Inside 30 seconds now remaining in the first round. Both men miss it. Haugen the chopping right as Pazienza turned on the extreme. And pretty much as we indicated here, the first round action. There was the right by Haugen. ABC's Wide World of Sports featuring the IBF Lightweight Championship will continue right after this word from our local station. Round 2 in Atlantic City. Don Chevrier with Angelo Dundee as these men go 15 rounds or less, and there's a feeling here at ringside it may be less this time. Haugen snapping that good left now. Got some body work in the first round.
Yeah, I don't think Tony Perez is going to let him get away with all this stuff, because right away he had some pushing and shoving and brawling. He's going to warn both guys, because they're both trying to do a number on each other. And what's happening with Haugen, he's got a swelling over his left eye already. Starting to show wear and tear.
It was Pazienza who showed much of the wear and tear the first time. He's had that nose problem, Vinny. And it's broken twice in the space of 4 weeks surrounding the last fight. As early as the 3rd round, affected his breathing badly. That's going to hold up for him now. After surgery, he claims it will. It's a couple of good left jabs in.
Manager Lou Duva told me they had the nose cauterized. Cauterization helps a bit, but then it doesn't stop it from bleeding. So the shots he's getting nailed, if it's going to bleed, it's going to bleed pretty soon.
Edge Haugen with a good left, followed by the uppercut, missing with a wild right, but he's taking it to him now in a concentrated attack.
Pazienza said he was going to brawl, and sure he is, he's brawling.
Haugen turned around as Vinny goes over the top of his chopping right hand, but it's become a brawl here midway in round 2. As advertised.
And that exactly wasn't in front of his chin. It was right behind the head.
Haugen now in this sequence scoring a little better, counterpunching with both hands, as you can see, but Pazienza scored very well about 20 seconds ago.
Saw a little bit of head work in there too. They're both trying to do a number on each other. It's going to be, they're both going to bust each other up.
Oh yeah, whatever it takes to win, no question about these two. Both have hurt the other in this round. Here's Vinny taunting him, saying, come on, here's the chin. Trying to frustrate Haugen a little bit. Haugen again digs from the body, brings the left up to the head.
What do you think? He's going to go 50?
I have my doubts. Maybe not 5. As Pazienza claims he could win it in 5. Still go either way. So much can happen between these two. It's so simple. Here's Haugen now with a good right. Attack Vinny with the gloves down. Shakes his head at him. Just seconds to go in an exciting second round. Round 3. I heard Lou do that in the corner.
You got this here. Nothing there. Nothing there. Right? Now look, you're trying a little too hard. You gotta go out there, you gotta jab, you gotta slip. Just do what we've been showing you, okay? Hey, Vinny, same thing I thought. You hear that?
He didn't want Vinny getting away from the fight plan. He wants him to jab and move now, not get into the brawl, because Diva deems that very dangerous. Indeed, it could be against Haugen.
Well, Tony Perez had to go back to both corners and warn both corners, both fighters, because they're both doing a number on each other. I think it's going to, the brawl's going to get worse. They're into it. They're looking to do a number on each other. Both just settle down and fight their fight.
Both very anxious to prove something here in the early rounds. And what they have proven is they can put on an exciting show, but how about the welfare of 15 rounds lasting that long, having gotten this kind of a start?
The other thing that concerns me is this ring, the canvas is loose. And what happened, there's plenty of bouncing there. There might be a board missing towards Pazienza's corner, because when they get in that side of the ring, it's like a trampoline motion there.
Haugen scoring effectively with that left hand in particular in this round. Yes, the canvas certainly very stringy, as you point out, Angelo.
Right, that takes the bounce out of your legs to a soft ring like that. This is end-slide padding. The best you can have is a safety padding they got underneath.
Constantly, that jab from Haugen lands on the nose of Pazienza with that right that follows.
If we have a lot of bloodletting in this fight, say like you had in Providence, I assure you the doctor will step in here, because they won't allow that much bleeding and that kind of cut, closed eye. They're very conscientious about the medical situation here. Larry Hassan prides himself with that stuff.
After 2 frantic rounds of brawling, they are for the most part boxing here in this, the 3rd round. Haugen boxing with Pazienza. It was figured to the first fight that Vinny had greater hand speed. That didn't turn out to be true. Haugen's hand speed looks even better this time.
Haugen's a very good counterpuncher. He's deceiving. When Pazienza rushes in, a lot of times his hands go and his body don't follow him, and therefore he gets off balance. That's what's happened to him. That's why he grabs around the head when he gets off balance.
That's right. Judges should take note that while Pazienza initiates much of the action he does there with the left, it is Haugen's counterpunching that can be very, very effective, as it was in fight 1. 10 seconds to go in the 3rd round. They box their way through it.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance?
2 were brawlers. 1 was a boxing match in the 3rd round, and in Greg's corner between rounds.
What's doing good? You're starting to show it. You don't. You're going to the safety zone, and if you go down the safety run, come over with a right hand or a left uppercut. You understand? Okay.
You're doing great, Eddie.
Those jabs are working. You're going to set him up with those hooks.
All these rounds are yours.
Well, Angelo said as that round ended, he thought that Pazienza had indeed suffered more trouble with that nose.
Yeah, what happened, interesting thing, I was clocking the other corner, and they're telling Pazienza to turn southpaw on Haugen. That could be a bad mistake because you turn southpaw, that left hook comes into play. And Haugen's got a great-looking counter left hook.
And how does the scorecard of Angelo Dundee look right now?
Well, I got it 2-1. I got Pazienza up. I got Haugen winning that last round.
Interesting. I've got it just as close, but the other way for Haugen. So we're back to where we were in Providence again. We're disagreeing with the ringside.
That's the kind of fight it was. It's in the eyes of the beholder. And I'm a bad judge.
And these are tough guys to score.
Yes, it
Believe
is.
me, tough to judge.
See Vinny just going off balance like that, Don. When he jumps in like that, he goes off balance because what happens? He's got quick hands, but the legs don't follow. It's a problem he's got. When Haugen was in the corner, we're taking care of that swollen eye with the end swell. It's a piece of steel they use to keep the swelling down to wait from closing the eye.
As the Andrew said, he would like to finish this in 5, and then winked. He said, I really don't fancy the idea of going 15 with this guy. Would you?
Well, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Good right.
I don't see a stoppage, but both guys are not great bangers.
Haugen certainly has the reputation of being the greater of the two in that category. There's a good right. Pazienza caught him flush with it. Pazienza getting more meaningful blows in than on the first bout, certainly in the early stages.
Vinny right now is fighting Haugen's fight because in the exchanges like that, Haugen's got the shorter arms, the shorter punches, and he's catching some real good counter shots.
That's why Diva wanted him to box as he did finally in the 3rd round. But there's been some boxing, some brawling, but great action here as this 4th round winds down.
Haugen told you he's going to use that trip hammer.
Round 5 is underway. Scheduled for 15, the IBF Lightweight Championship, at Pazienza claimed at home in Providence from Haugen in that controversial decision last year. His nose is bleeding. He's holding onto the ropes. That's illegal. Can't do that, but he does it frequently, Pazienza.
Nose is really starting to go now. Also, I noticed he's having trouble breathing, and he's having a swelling over his right eye. Because you can't breathe, he blows his nose, and the swelling gets bigger.
And it's precisely why Vinny wanted to end this early if he possibly could. Against his corner's instructions, tried to brawl his way to that end in the first couple of rounds. He's paying the price, as you see.
Oddly enough, Haugen's left jab has taken his toll on that nose. Because he throws a trip hammer left jab. It's like a counter shot, and Pazienza's been running into that jab.
They're talking to each other. Haugen taunting him now as more blood appears in the face of Pazienza.
Well, they didn't do too much lip service before this fight, but they're doing it in the ring. Plus fighting a heck of a fight.
You think they were at least knocked out by now. That's not the case. There's the jab you talked about, the very effective jab with the left hand of Greg Haugen. Haugen methodically goes about the business of wearing Pazienza down, literally.
That nose is really bothering Pazienza because he's having trouble breathing. And that's why he's touching it and moving it. But see, once he blows his nose hard, he's going to close that right eye. Because once you have a hematoma on the eye, it closes on it. And that's what's happened. It's purple underneath and it's purple on top.
Yep, Vinny is a mess early. Barely a third of the way through the scheduled 15-rounder. The legs are still there, still dancing. But he's got another 10 rounds plus of breathing to his mouth.
I think Vinny went too hard, too early.
Might have. Gets a good attack off here, though, but it is not sustained. The left constantly at his face from Haugen.
And the nose is really looking brutal. I mean, the bleeding is getting worse, and I think it's going to bother his breathing.
Haugen smiling, laughing at him. Taunting him. So Greg has got a lot to say with both hands and with his mouth.
But he was
so
saying,
far, he's backing it up in this round.
He was saying it before the fight, Don. He was telling us he's going to punish him. He's going to beat him up. He's really mad at him because he's the challenger, and the other guy he claims has got his job.
No question, Haugen here on a mighty important mission to him. And you get the sense that this bout is starting to turn very much in Greg Haugen's favor as round 5 winds down here at the Convention Center.
Going to try an old sand trap shot here. A little more dirt than ball.
Here is round 6. Don Chevrier ringside with Angelo Dundee. Pazienza, they can't contain that blood coming from what again is a broken nose, obviously.
And Dr. Doggett was in the ring going between the rounds, checking the nose out, and he spoke to the referee, Tony Perez. What he told him, I didn't know, but I think he's going to tell him to keep his eye on his nose because he's broken.
Haugen had promised that this will be Vinny's last fight for quite some time. In fact, he even quoted statistics that his opponents are sub 500 after they fight Greg. And Angelo, Vinny's dad's got to be concerned. Because he knows what the courage his son had to come up with last time. To go 10 rounds or 12 with a broken nose. Almost as bad this time. Then getting thumbed late, the eye closing. So it's deja vu, not in a positive sense, but Vinny tries to pin Haugen in the corner here, can't sustain the attack.
Haugen definitely feels he's got everything under control, but that's a no-no. He's got to keep up the pace and keep doing what he's doing and go to Pazienza. It's a mistake to let him get on the ropes and back up.
Good counter punching there. Pazienza trying to shake that off as Haugen goes down to the body after a solid combination up top.
Haugen really keeping that jab, popping it, and Pazienza's having trouble breathing. When he went against the ropes that last time, he took a deep breath, like he can't get nothing actually going through his nose. Strictly breathing from the mouth, and that wears you out.
And while it is unpleasant to mention, it should be stated, too, that he is obviously swallowing blood as he was in the first fight, and that can't do you very much good. Pazienza, remember, in the first bout, though, he showed so much courage, he came back to look very impressive, 10, 11, 12, the late stages. Let's see if he can do that again.
What he did wrong this time, he started at too fast a pace, so that means he's going to get tired quicker.
And the wrestling now resumes as Vinny first drags him, then hits him with the left hand, and Perez cautions him for that. Not an easy fight to score. It's certainly not an easy fight to referee.
No, I'm surprised that Perez is letting Pazienza get away with that, hold it behind the head and wrestling like that.
You knew what to expect with these guys coming in. Should never question the courage or heart of a Vinny Pazienza, despite his condition. It is getting late now in round 6. Stay with us. Round 7, and here's Lou Duva and what he had to say between rounds to Vinny Pazienza in the corner.
This guy figured his jab here, Vinny. But you're not, you know what's the matter? You're so intent on getting to the guy, you're forgetting your fight plan. Understand? Now get in there, and let's start slipping, stay right there and start countering. But what you're doing is you're pulling out.
They're doing a good job on Pazienza's known as the corner. Ace Murata, what he's doing, he's getting cotton and he's putting the adrenaline 1/1000. He's squeezing them in there without using Q-tips, which is very smart. This way, you plug it up. And he's doing the best job trying to stem the flow of blood. But I don't think there's no way he's going to stem that because he's going to bleed every time he gets a few punches on the nose.
Like trying to put a Band-Aid in a volcano.
That's what it is. Because nose is broke again, definitely.
This is for the IBF World Lightweight Championship. And it certainly is the long-awaited rematch that we expected. The intensity, the animosity between these two has been displayed in the ring right from the opening bell. And the question about Pazienza, can he hold together physically? An answer to the negative early on. It's uphill for him now.
Well, now they're both in great shape. Both they both trained and they got in the best shape possible. I just think it's a terrible thing though if this kid has this problem with that nose right from the get-go.
He won in the face of adversity the last time, but can he do it again? We'd like to remind our local stations at the end of this round, we'll be taking a station break. Haugen looking very calm, very deliberate. Pazienza scattered, a little frustrated and anxious appearing, as he should be in this situation. He's falling behind round by round on my cards, certainly through 5 and 6, which I gave to Haugen, Angelo.
I got it the same way. It looks like Haugen is really fighting like the challenger. I think he's looking to get his job back. So that's what he told me.
He's very serious about reclaiming this title. Wasn't the only loss, as we told you. It was controversial. It was very close, although unanimous. Haugen gets the right off twice now at the end of that exchange. Less than 30 seconds to go in the 7th round. The jab consistently in Pazienza's face. That's what has broken the nose again. Inside 15 seconds, nearing the halfway mark of these bouts, and both of them have got to be very tired. ABC's Wide World of Sports, featuring the IBF Lightweight Championship, will continue after this word from our local station. Round 8 is underway as the halfway mark is here in the scheduled 15-rounder for the IBF Lightweight Championship. Haugen stinging Pazienza early with a consistent use of the jab. He's breaking his nose, certainly enough blood from the nose to support that. Handicapping Vinny all the more.
Pazienza is trying to revert back to boxing. I think he extended too much energy in those few rounds. He should have, been doing this early on, try to box. And maybe he wouldn't have sustained the broken nose that quick.
Well, his trainer, Lou Duva, all over him after the first couple of rounds for not sticking to boxing. He came out and did box in the 3rd, but it has been back and forth with it. Perhaps forced back and forth by Haugen to a great extent, too. But falling into the Haugen trap.
Haugen's doing everything he said he was going to do. The jab is going to be heavier. He's hitting to the body better with that right hand. He's doing everything he said he was going to do. So he did his homework in the last fight.
Pazienza has not fought since their first meeting last June. Haugen had won in December, a tune-up that ended early in Las Vegas in his favor. Haugen is one who does not like to train, likes to be in the ring frequently. Says now, though, he's in the best shape of his career. Special cardiovascular training program the last 6 weeks, and that's reflected by what we've seen so far midway in this 8th round.
Actually did the cardiovascular stuff because Pazienza said he done it the first time, so he wants to be on a par with the guy, and he did the same thing.
Good right by Vinny, short right hand. He'll throw a wide angle right at you. Gives you the impression that you thought he might have been a southpaw way back when, but never was.
No, but it never was. I asked him if he was a southpaw when we had that meeting with him. But he claims he never was. But he's quick-handed because he played shortstop when he played baseball. That's why he got such quick hands. But the mistake he makes in close, he brings both legs together like he's doing now, and he gets hit very easy because he has no mobility in his legs. It's a no-no to do that.
30 seconds now in the 8th round. Uppercut. And a big right by Vinny. Haugen there to counterpunch with him. Greg Haugen is never hard to find. He's always right there for him. Less than 10 seconds to go now in the 8th round. As they pick it up, heading for the bell. Round 9 for the IBF Lightweight Championship held by Vinny Pazienza. One from the man on the left now, Greg Haugen, in Providence last June the 7th. But Haugen working intently on getting that back. Vinny showed a lot of late-round courage to win that championship from Haugen the first time. Can he muster it again? How's he doing so far, Angelo?
Well, I got this fight 5-3 Haugen so far. It's going back and forth. They're doing a great job on Vinny in the corner, stopping that blood every round. But naturally, it starts up again once he catches a few more punches.
Every round, it opens up very early. It did happen early. That suspected broken nose of Pazienza's. Then in rounds 5, 6, and 7, Haugen really took charge. Vinny fought back better in the recent 8th round.
I'm surprised Joe Perez is not warning that grabbing, pushing, and shoving around the head. He hasn't warned that once. I'm surprised he's not getting on that.
Heads are together, and elbows are up there, everything between these two. Head's way down there. Here's Pazienza with the head driving Haugen back. Good hard right coming in. He caught him coming in. Haugen did. Pazienza shakes that off, keeps on coming. He's back to the brawl that Duva wanted to keep him out of.
Vinny just got his left thigh cut also from that right hand. It could have been a butt. That's why I don't like that Russian and grabbing. Perez should control that because these youngsters are going to really open each other up with the head.
His face there above the eye, just bumping on the shoulder of Greg Haugen midway in this round. So Vinny, to put it simply, is a mess. He tries to go back to the boxing, the jabbing and the moving. Again, it is the jab that Haugen established so early that has been such an important aspect of his plan, of his game today.
Until he's starting to show a lot of wear and tear. Not as much naturally as the last fight. Last fight, he looked horrible. But he's starting to show wear and tear early on. Here we are, round number 9.
Let's just set the record straight. Vinny has never been in danger of going down, but he's had the handicap of the broken nose, the breathing problem, now the eye cut to contend with.
Left cut eye over the left. His right eye is starting to close like it did last time.
Haugen doesn't knock that many people out. He will wear them down, win by a TKO, and you have evidence of that in the formation here today in this bout. Good use of the jab again by Haugen. Yes, seconds left in round 9, scheduled for 15. And again, one little lick after the bell. That's been customary between these two.
To get my buddies to help me move, I picked up Pizza Hut pizzas for just $10 each.
Those were the only boxes he...
First punch landed in that round was a counter right hand by Haugen, and Pazienza ran right into it. Pazienza's legs aren't responding to what he wants them to do. He wants to get in and out, and he's not being able to do it. He's running into punches.
He's incapable of preventing that stiff left jab from coming through, and I emphasize the word stiff.
Well, you know, that's where we go to think about the reach being such a phony barometer. There's a guy, Haugen, got shorter arms and still beaten with a jab. So it's the positioning of the feet.
I know that Vinny has dropped that right hand from time to time, brings it up, takes the right there, takes the left that follows. Haugen, apart from a pretty good 8th round by Pazienza on my card, has been dominating since the 5th. In Greg Haugen's corner, George Chimeras, his trainer, looks ahead of the action. And he's got to be satisfied with what he's seeing. The Pazienza now tried to pin Haugen and hold him there, but Haugen counter-punching his way back to the center.
Pazienza landed a real good body shot, and it bothered him. That left hook to the body. Took the legs out from under Haugen also.
He felt it. Midway in the 10th round. Of the two, Haugen has been to the body more frequently than Pazienza, but he's changed that here in this round.
Left eye starting to close also, Ron, because I think he's blowing his nose. It's really creating a hematoma in both eyes.
He claims he got thumbed around the 13th round the last time. That's when it closed up on him. Couldn't see a thing for 2 rounds.
I don't think it could have been a thumb because these are attached thumbs. They used attached thumbs in the other fight also.
Just the constant pounding has done it, you figure, right? And there is constant pounding now from both sides. As the ends all over Haugen, sensing he did hurt him earlier with a good left to the body. Trying to build upon that. As in the first bout, Pazienza woke up around the 10th round. He's done it here again today.
In boxing vernacular, this is what you call sucking it up. Pazienza's really sucking it up and really carrying it to him.
I mean, he's paying a price, but he's accomplishing something. He's getting full value for that payment. At least here in this 10th round. Interesting fight. You never know between these two. Stay with us.
Get close and jam this guy, you hear? Come on, don't come on.
Action's fast and furious. They're both missing shots, and they're both trying to nail each other, but they're not doing no good in that exchange.
As he ends all over him again with a wicked left hand, turns him around, drives that right to the body. He is furious now in his attack of Greg Haugen.
Vinny Pazienza's going for broke. Dr. Doggett went into the ring and told him probably he's going to stop the fight. At the third visit by the doctor into the ring.
Oh, Pazienza takes a big left. Square on the nose now. Got shaken by that as Haugen comes after him.
Vinny Pazienza just got hurt. I think he's letting it all hang out.
He did.
But he understands they may stop the fight.
He is a desperate young fighter at this stage. The 11th round, trying to retain his title, prevent Haugen from taking it back.
What do you think, Ron? We got a better fight than last time?
You called it.
Great fight.
It is a better one, even than the last one, which was great.
Vinny's really hurting from that nose. Any little tap is bothering him. I think he went out for broke the beginning part of that round.
I agree.
And he didn't go for broke because Haugen's a real tough hombre, just like Pazienza.
You don't take him out just like that, but Vinny let it all fly. Haunted by the presence of the doctor in consultation with a referee between rounds, by his third visit up there. Midway in the 11th round. And they have thrown 6 rounds worth of punches in this half round already.
Well, the oddity's been naturally the boxing ability of Haugen to outbox Pazienza with that left jab, which he said he was going to do.
Haugen has really been equal to him in terms of any strategy Pazienza wants to initiate. Cut now up beside the eye, side of the head of Pazienza, the nose, of course, bleeding.
No, I think Pazienza has a cut on his head also.
Yes.
That's from the banging of heads. Can't tell where that cut is. I think he's got a cut on the side of the left side of his head. That's from the banging of the heads in there.
Yes.
And I'm surprised Luke Perez didn't stop that kind of stuff because that's a no-no.
Both men have certainly been hurt during the course of the afternoon. Amazing that neither has gone down. Knees are buckled, but they hang in and come back for more furious action.
Oddly enough, Haugen's got blood on the side of his face, but I don't know if it's his or Pazienza's.
Maybe transferred. They simply refuse to let up.
Here in Atlantic City, especially the commissions that they have here.
History has again repeated itself through the 10th and 11th rounds. Big ones for Pazienza the first time around. He has scored well, and I would give him the last 2 rounds. But he's got some more catching up to do, and he's got some survival to contend with, too. He's got to hang around just for the next 4 rounds and be effective at the same time.
See that white film of stuff over that left eye that Esperanza uses? That's called Abatin. It's allowed. It's a coagulant and it stops the bleeding. It does a good job. And Esperanza's a real crackerjack at stopping cuts. But a broken nose, forget about it.
Can't do much about that once it happens. Absolute war between these two.
Pazienza's got nailed a heck of a right-hand counter, and it really hurt. Now, I don't know. I think blood's coming from his left ear. I can see it right now, and I think it's where it's coming from right now.
Well, that's a bad sign.
He just got hit a real tough right-hand shot.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of punishment right now. His combinations are all getting through.
Yeah.
Look at his heart, how he dances, fights back. I mean,
no bigger heart than a fighter's heart. They're special. They're different. I mean, they're really tremendous. I don't know how Pazienza's staying in there.
I don't either. These two made for each other. Now, Vinny coming back and scoring halfway through the 12th round. Haugen knows he had a mental lapse by his own admission late in the last fight. It might have cost him the decision. Knows he can't afford to do it again here, but here's the same story. A hurt Pazienza coming at him with all he has.
Pace is slowed down here, and they should have slowed down a couple rounds ago. But this is the proof of the conditioning of both fighters.
Haugen now starts to score almost at will again late in this round.
You notice where that little shove, the way he went off balance, Pazienza, that's a showing that he's got not too much gas.
Cautioned by referee Perez for hitting late. That's been done after breaks and after rounds almost from the outset. Nothing new. So it is getting late now in the rematch for the IBF Lightweight Championship. Vinny Pazienza has been hurt. Nose broken early again as it was in the first fight. Difficulty breathing. Cut beside the eye. Battling Greg Haugen, who wants his championship back so desperately. Here in this round at least has stalled the tremendous momentum. It's just a good old-fashioned hockey body check.
That was a...
And that'll do it for round 12.
And now I'll turn it over to the Gecko.
Thank you, sir. As we all know, Geico has been...
Championship. Greg Haugen appears to turn the corner nicely in this rematch. Pazienza, with all the heart in the world, trying to come back and score a dramatic victory in the late going.
I'll tell you, Angelo Pazienza trying to get in the ring, trying to, tell his son, come on, come on. And the first time in a long time I've had two Angelos in one arena.
One of them clearly more actions than the other right now. That is the father of Pazienza.
At the end of that round, referee Tony Perez went over and warned Pazienza for pushing, because that was a right shoulder block that he threw at Haugen.
Angelo Pazienza, an anxious father, watching his son play catch-up the way we see it here in the final round.
I tell you, he's a courageous man, because I would think twice before I watched my own son. And that shows the mettle of his dad.
Well, his mother Louise had the right idea. We saw her earlier say that she won't watch it live. She might see it later.
Angelo Pazienza is a remarkable guy.
And so is his son, Vinny.
Oh, forget about it. Guy's a champion. He's showing it in more ways than one, and we don't know how this is going right now. Title's in jeopardy, and he's fighting like it.
There's a cut beside the ear of Haugen now on the left side, which appears to be his, but not a problem for him at this stage, midway in the 13th round. And to keep him at bay with those flicking punches that come up short. Taking wicked combinations again now, all getting through from Greg Haugen. Style, the showmanship is still there, even though he is hurting tremendously, Pazienza.
This is an out-and-out brawl. They're both taking shots out and nailing each other. A steadier guy naturally is Haugen, but he fights like that all night long.
Out of almost nowhere came Pazienza to claim the 10th and 11th round. Haugen I had winning the 12th. Here they are in the 13th with Haugen, the way I see it, Angelo, still holding the lead. And he's using the ropes again to dance his way out of danger. 20 seconds to go in the 13th round. Haugen to the body, then the uppercut. He brings it up north with the right hand. Forcing Pazienza to miss now more frequently with just 5 seconds to go in the 13th round here in Atlantic City. Haugen and Pazienza coming out for the 14th round. Here's where it all turned the last time in the first bout. Pazienza simply got more done in rounds 14 and 15 than Haugen, who by Greg's own admission had a mental lapse. I doubt we'll see that again. Haugen has come back to win 12 and 13 on my card, Angelo, and leads by a round or two the way I see it.
Yeah, I got Haugen a couple rounds ahead, but you know, that's only, we're not judges. Now the whole thing with this round, Haugen knows that he lost those last couple rounds and lost the fight. So he's trying not to let that happen again.
Last time Haugen was concerned for his personal welfare and that of his wife and friends at ringside in Providence. He was thinking more how he would get out of the arena, especially if he won. He does not have those same problems here now, real or imagined, in Atlantic City. He has to do is keep a game, determined champion off him. As Pazienza makes a desperate late bid here to retain this title he took from Haugen last June 7th.
Pazienza's been hurting Haugen down below. Every time he goes down below, takes the legs out from Haugen. He's been hurting him with real good left hooks to the body. I don't know why he's not throwing more of them, because he hurt him early on.
I think Haugen, too, has made Pazienza feel shots to the body, but they go back to headhunting, don't they, after being successful down below. Halfway through the 14th round.
A right-hand shot to the body's playing havoc with Pazienza. He also hit him with a right-hand counter when he runs in.
Pazienza digs a good left to the body of Haugen.
That's the place he's hurting Haugen.
Haugen trying to contain him and almost push him through the ropes.
Haugen almost did a good number there by almost pushing him out of the ropes.
There are the jabs again on the right. Pazienza says, nope, no harm done. Wild right, grazed Haugen. Then the body shot again with the left hand by Pazienza.
They're both going downstairs.
30 seconds to go on the 14th. How can they possibly keep up this pace? Unbelievable display by two superbly conditioned boxers who want this championship so desperately. Haugen with both hands scoring late in the round.
Boy, that's tough when a guy hits a guy with a Sunday punch and he says, no, it didn't hurt me.
Yeah. You know, as Duba told Pazienza, it's all going to fly here in this 15th and final round.
Both corners did a real good job, made both fighters aware this is it, baby. This is the last round. So they're both going to go for broke.
Can they possibly sustain it?
Fighters are tremendously conditioned people. There's no better conditioned athlete than a fighter.
These two in particular. Haugen now goes to work with both hands, crisply bringing them home to the high guard of Pazienza. Vinny wild with a right. Tries the uppercut for a lead. Trying virtually everything here to take Haugen down.
This is what was not one of Perez's good nights, because he didn't control this fight like I thought he would. But he's a top-class referee. He let too much get away from both guys, butting, peeling, pushing down, and grabbing the ropes.
Pazienza charge out of the corner and put the shoulder into him and then try to land the right hand. Midway in the round, takes two solid shots from Haugen. As Haugen backs him up to the ropes now and goes to the body. What an incredible show And indeed, yes, the action here even better than the first time around up in Providence last June.
Remarkable these guys are going this 15-round pace.
Similarities. Pazienza's nose broken early. Breathing troubles developing early. Eyes getting puffy, but the difference is this eye is not closed on him this time. He's here to give it all he has in the final couple of rounds. Haugen now chasing him with the right hand around the ring as Vinny nods at him, comes back for more. There will be stories of heart and courage throughout the Olympics starting next Saturday in Calgary, but they will be hard-pressed to match what we have seen here today.
I want to thank ABC for giving me a great seat. This has been a great fight.
Oh,
really.
wouldn't want to miss this one. This has been a great one. 15 seconds to go. They can rest. 15 furious rounds completed here.
We have a unanimous decision. Judge Stuart Winston scores it 147 to 138. Judge Gary Merritt scores it 147 to 138. And Judge Lynn Carter scores it 145 to 140 for the winner and new IBF lightweight champion, Greg Haugen.